for October 7th. Roll call, all members present, and Mike expressed interest in changing the meeting from the next regular meeting from a Monday to the following Tuesday, that Tuesday.
Just that Tuesday, I'm going out to see my daughter, and I won't be back till that month, the night of the 19th.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
just wondered if you could.
Yeah, I mean, I think that we could accommodate that. I know it makes a kind of a hardship for Stacy because she's got two meetings, a Tuesday and a Wednesday meeting, but I mean, we just might have to work around it. We've accommodated other people before, so I mean, it's up to the board if they're able to. I know Don has got meetings, lots of meetings.
Are you talking the 19th of October?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Change it to the 20th?
Yeah, change it to the 20th. It's okay? I mean,
Fine with me.
fine, okay. Okay, it'll have to be renoticed and whatever. You know, actually, I think that Tuesday's a better day than Monday, because then Monday you get a chance to do some business, get things ready for the meeting, but maybe we can talk about that later, huh?
I like Tuesdays better too.
Huh?
Tuesday in summertime is better for me because
Yeah, okay. Maybe we should bring that up at the next meeting then, put that on the agenda. I mean, is anybody else interested in Tuesday instead of
It doesn't matter to me one way.
well, I mean, you know, if somebody has a long weekend or something like that, you know.
Yeah, I
Friday,
understand
Monday,
that.
whatever. I noticed that other entities are going to that Tuesday meeting. I think that probably has, well, then we have the holidays sometimes fall on the Monday, right? Okay. New business. Okay, here's some approved payment to American Express.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, it's, we don't think it would be on time if we wait until the regular meeting, and it's not a blanket authorization, so to save the $35 fine, that's for our fee.
Yeah, yeah.
I suggest we pay that.
This is just for what,
This is gas, kidney bowls for stamps and stuff.
all right.
So moved to approve.
Just a second. Second? Any discussion?
Who's second?
Robert? Any discussion? No?
Yes.
Go ahead and vote.
yes.
I vote yes.
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 I don't know, is this a regular board town meeting? No, this is, can we actually have a motion?
Special meeting, this is a special meeting.
Recommendation to the next meeting?
Well, it's,
To go on our
I guess
meeting
it's a special meeting. It is not publicized as committee of the whole, so,
Oh, okay.
you know, we can go ahead and take action here, I think.
Yeah.
Meeting. Yes. Okay, quote for slip-in inline check valve.
Mr. Chairman, and Greg's here to talk about the finding out people from Mark, and it's pretty reasonable that we feel it's very important.
Mr. Chairman, board members, we got this quote from Mark for that check valve in that pump station 2 down there. Looks like it's $1,453. We feel this would be probably a good investment to put this check valve in pump station 2. And like when he was here last time, he kind of explained what the purpose of it was. It's to prevent water when we're pumping water up to that filter building in high flows. The water that comes back down comes into the effluent pipe, and there's an overflow line coming out of the lift station. That's, if the lift station gets too high, it flows into the same line.
Okay.
But what happens is it surcharges and comes backwards through the overflow line into the pump station.
So you're pumping it twice. I mean,
You're pumping it twice, and then the station stays up high, which in turn, if that station stayed down low, the weirs on the secondary clarifiers, the effluent on the secondary clarifiers would stay down for us, because that pump station's capable of 3,500 gallons a minute. That's 4 to 5 million gallons per day. So if we don't have that water coming back through the overflow into that station, we should be able to keep that station down, which in turn would keep them secondary clarifiers down, where we had trouble in the past in high flows with that clarifier almost coming over the top.
So,
It should help.
yeah, so this will increase capacity, we figured, for the whole plant, increase capacity somewhat. Did you, when those clarifiers overflowed, was that a problem? Did we have to bypass at the EQ, you think, or?
Not last time.
Huh?
Not last time. Did we?
I don't think we did last
I
time.
think so.
We were pushing pretty hard here, but we had to, I gotta look back on the records on that. It was either bypass here over the, flood the clarifiers, or maybe bypass down there, I gotta look.
Yeah,
I think the issue is down here.
The issue is here, yeah,
yeah,
And we can
okay.
do the work ourselves, Mr. Chairman.
yeah,
You gonna put it in yourself?
yeah, we can slide it in, it just, like Mark said, it just slides right in, you bolt it in, it's a check valve, I think it's a pretty simple fix, it's worth it probably to try it.
You say you're pumping through this line, so you're gonna be pumping past this check valve? Through this check valve?
No,
Is it
the check
gravity?
valve, we don't, the effluent from the chlorine, from the filter building will be coming down into the same line that goes to the chlorine building.
Okay,
It's easier if you've seen it, you know, it's a little hard to explain a little bit, the way all the piping is laid out over there, but if the effluent from the filter building comes down, it's supposed to go into the chlorine building.
okay,
There's an overflow line coming out of the pump station. If the pump station gets too high, that would spill into that same line. But during high flows, we're pushing so much water that it came backwards through the overflow into that pump station, so you're pumping it twice.
wow. Just with my experience with these check valves, and I don't know the application, I'd have to see it. But if they're not spring-loaded,
Stick open.
you know, they slam. When they go to close, it just slams and it shakes the hell out of everything.
This check valve should actually stay closed all the time,
Okay,
because of the water coming back down from the hill, up top, up top. The check valve should stay closed all the time.
all right.
That's
Well,
mainly what it's gonna be used for. It'll probably never open to relieve the station from being too full unless some pumps went down.
Is that on a VFD, that pump two, or whatever lift station pump two? Is that on VFD?
Yeah,
Well, you can ramp it down on.
we can ramp it down and there's 3 pumps in there.
That's,
What are you thinking?
we had to take regular check valves
Yep,
out of service, and put spring-loaded check valves in because of,
I don't think this one's spring loaded. Just in case if the water comes up to a certain height, you want that flapper to open
Yeah.
with ease.
and once it opens,
Then the water,
yeah, but once it opens, it's gonna wanna close at some point.
yep,
And when they close, without,
Depends on your head too.
even with a variable frequency drive,
Yeah.
you know, with a variable frequency drive, you can control them, they will close slow. Without a spring, and without a variable frequency
Yeah.
drive, they would slam, and
Yeah.
it shook the hell out of them.
Yeah, and you think you're gonna do damage, I mean, it's that
Oh,
large.
yeah,
It's,
yeah, especially, I mean, you're talking a 12-inch line, that's not,
Yeah, and head, what's the head
well, I
behind
think
it?
what you're
then?
getting, I think what you're mistaken here a little bit. You're thinking when the pump is pumping, it's pushing through that check valve. That's not the case here.
okay,
That's not the case here. All this is if a station gets up too high, we got an overflow line going through here. And we don't want it, when the water's coming back down the hill, if the line gets surcharged, it's coming back the opposite way into the pump station. That's what it was designed
Oh,
for.
right.
That was the problem. The water was pouring backwards into the station, so you're pumping more water up there. See what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it's designed so it stays shut all the time, and the water can't, when it's coming down the hill, there's always water pressure on that check valve.
so that's a different application.
It's a little bit different application,
Right.
yes.
Yeah. Well, do we have,
David,
yeah, I like to say, I mean, this $1,453, or whatever it is, if we would have had the contractor do this, you know.
Yeah, we can get it
It would be probably $5,000, you know, by the time we add in the change order and stuff like that, so I'm glad
Is
we
it our-
are do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My next question, what, it says choice of sleeve material, what are we,
The what?
choice of sleeve material? In other words, what's it lined with? Have they specified what?
It says on the bottom of it.
I'm
Well,
not positive on that.
this is
I
your
have to ask
choices.
Mark.
Yeah.
Before
I
we,
did.
Well, rubber, neoprene, Buna, Hypalon? Anybody know what they're recommending?
no, but before Greg calls Mark and gets it ordered, if you guys authorize it, then him and Mark will talk about what is an absolute.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it doesn't change the price
I don't believe
if
so.
you,
No.
okay,
You just have to specify what you want.
all right.
So, okay, are we ready to, I mean, did we get a motion and second for this, or?
Dave
I
had,
just had one question.
Yeah, okay, David.
When did you people discover this problem?
We discovered this during the high flows last summer. That when we had it bypassed, the water was coming back through that overflow line.
You never had it prior to the new plant?
Well, it's a different, we never had that pump station, or we
Oh,
never had
alright.
the filter building, it's a whole different application.
Okay.
That was designed and put that overflow in there, and we never expected to have that issue with the water coming backwards through the overflow.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not a stainless steel line then, right?
No, it's not. I think it's gas.
Do we have a motion on this?
I don't think we did.
Hmm?
I don't think we
No.
did.
No, okay, let's,
I'll so move to approve the quote.
okay, is there a second, Tom? Tom?
what? Okay.
Don made a
I,
motion, Tom?
I guess I had a question on installing it. I mean, how easy is it to install? You can
Mark
do
said
it-
it's simple. It slides inside the pipe,
Oh, inside.
inside the overflow pipe, and there's some lugs and stuff that you just tighten in,
Oh,
and it's there. It shouldn't be too bad to put that in.
It's right at the
Which we
wall,
can-
where the pipe goes through the wall then, or something like that?
The
or-
pipe goes through the wall, yeah, it's inside the station, the pipe is sticking out like that.
Okay.
You slide that check valve inside the pipe, and then lugs tighten it in, and
Okay, the motion is to
Must be like no water line.
buy that particular, purchase that particular check.
I would recommend that.
Yeah, okay, that's
Going by what
done,
Mark is looked into.
okay.
We'll
All
talk to
right,
Mark.
any more discussion? None? Let's take the vote.
Yes.
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 I vote yes.
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 yeah.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, two more things. One is a monetary thing. Remember, Mark talked about the asphalt issue down by the EQ station, and he was trying to get Bowman to get a price. He mentioned a price of 13, whatever, 13.50 or, and Ritter has already offered 4,000. Bowman will do it for $1,350. And he should be able to get to it before November 1st, which is fine, I guess.
So this is being done administratively, or do you want to vote on this?
I would just, I mean, it's within my limit, but I'd take action on it.
Yeah. Okay, you don't have to take,
Well, I'd take action on it, Mr. Chairman. I'd take action on it. Because it's an accompanying a payment of $4,000 by Gritter, so I would take formal action.
okay. All right, are you make,
No, I'll wait.
okay, is there a motion to contract with Bowman for the
It's on the EQ station.
EQ station or whatever, rehab or the,
Apron. I'll move.
Steve?
As long as it
Makes a motion.
doesn't complicate the greater
Yeah.
thing.
Steve makes a motion, there's a second? Tom makes it. Okay, any more discussion?
So
I got
let's,
one question. Go ahead.
so
Yeah.
Bowman's gonna come in and cut the old blacktop out, stabilize it and fix it for 1,300. And then that's gonna take Gritter off the hook.
For fourth, he's
But they're
gonna,
gonna pay
Gritter's gonna pay
$4,000.
4,000.
I understand that, then Gritter will be off the hook for that part of it.
It's on the punch list.
Yeah, that was one of the major punch list items.
I mean, as long as Bowman goes in there and digs it out and stabilizes it, I guess I wouldn't have a problem with it.
Is it hard money? Did he,
From Ritter?
from Bowman? I mean,
Is
is he saying it'll be about 13,
Oh, he
or
said
did he say
13.50.
this is a hard money bid?
It's at 13.50.
All right.
Can I say something? I was down there with Carl, showed him the area that needed to be done. And he's not gonna dig it out, he's gonna mill it, roughen it all up good, and then lay a layer on top and feather it into the structure there that's down about that far, and taper it back, the area that needs to be laid over. So he's not digging it all out the blacktop, he's gonna lay another layer on top, he's gonna mill it over on it. Like they
So
do.
it's compacted now, you think? Pretty
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, just like they're doing the streets.
Does Mark know what his
Yes,
plan is?
that's what he recommended.
Okay,
Mark was involved, no?
Yeah.
all right.
It had to be milled on his recommendation, and he confirmed that with Carl.
It
Okay.
It won't create any runoff into the building, will it?
No, actually,
Yep.
no,
He ain't gonna hurt.
no, it ain't gonna hurt it. Actually, it's.
All right,
structure sitting down.
David had a question.
Well, the only thing that if Bowman gets involved in it and it's not satisfactory to this board, then what happens? I mean, that's the only thing. Do I think he'll do a good job? Yeah. But if it doesn't work, then what do we do? Because then Britter's off the hook and,
He's gonna blame Bowman.
yep.
But we do have $2,700 left over, right?
Yeah, he got $4,000 for a $1,500 job.
Yeah, thank you.
That's the only question I have.
I mean,
Whether,
you gotta get,
Tom wants
The
to.
only thing I say is that on this punch list business, we might as well take action to do most of it because it was not gonna get done.
Yeah. That's the way I feel.
Yeah.
If we can make sure it gets done right.
And then we can do it right, that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Well, the only thing is, if we go ahead and do this, that doesn't mean we're gonna pay Gritter his full 75,000 until, this is just one item.
Well, if we do this, we're doing this job, we'll notify Gritter, there's automatically 4,000 held back from that 75,000 we don't have, automatically.
now down to 71,000.
Right. But we don't pay the rest of it until everything is done.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
All right, ready to vote?
well,
No?
and make sure Gritter signs off on, he should sign something releasing us from that $4,000.
Mark will be working on that.
All right.
Okay, ready to vote?
Yes,
Doug?
yes.
Yeah,
I vote yes.
No.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, next,
Just information before you get into number 2, Mr. Chairman, is I'm inviting Solutions Incorporated to the October meeting. She has done some final work with the new numbers, and we will get those out to you before the meeting, for you to digest them. And she will be here, if you would like her to be.
Has anything, how about
There's some
that,
changes.
union?
You want to look at them.
well, we gotta, we gotta get, I think that we agreed that we have to get something done right now, because the union thing, I mean, that's gonna take a while. That's,
Okay.
you know.
No, you've already agreed to do something for 2016. This is just what the 2016 package is.
Oh, okay, so nothing to do with the Nelson truck?
No, nothing.
All right, item number 2, new business, personnel issues. I don't know if you guys have received any communications from the director on his offer. I think that, I don't know, who received that letter?
I received one.
So I think that maybe the rest of the board should look at the letter. You guys don't have a copy of it?
I don't have a copy of it.
All right, here's one, and I will tell you that, I mean, this document here, this letter, I mean, I did not write that, I did not have anything to do with that, that's just waiting a signature apparently, so.
There was some direction to do some things. That letter was just, it's just a template, that's all it is. There's nothing formal here. Now I have some of these.
I think that we should get copies for everyone, you know?
Here, I have some.
You have some?
Yeah.
So we're gonna take a while to read that.
Is there enough there?
Everybody have one?
Thank you.
Can we get the accompanying letter, Jonathan?
Pardon me?
Can we get a copy of the accompanying letter?
I think I have one. You can have it.
Oh. Yeah, there's two different documents here.
Yeah, I didn't get to that one.
Again, the letter was just part of a generalized request.
The first page, as far as I'm concerned, is the legal document. Pages 2 and 3 are suggestions for a, what would you say? What's the word I'm looking for? Severance.
Severance? Where did this, who wrote this?
I don't know.
I did.
Huh? The
I
front
did.
page?
Yeah. Again, it just has a general request, and it went with this Because, again, there has to be some documentation. If there was a severance offered and the position was eliminated, that is to protect my position from employment.
Well, my question is, when has this been discussed at the board level?
It hasn't.
Where's it coming from?
This, I was handed this a few days ago. Well, a week or more. Over a week ago. And so I just
Well, there.
read it and this is why we're here.
Oh, well, I guess what I'm asking is, there's obviously some board members who have brought this to our director's attention. This didn't pop up out of nowhere.
I've never talked to him about it.
Get copies of that.
You're right.
Who?
I don't know.
Well,
What do you mean?
Well, I'm asking a question. Should somebody,
I guess we should know who the board member is that has discussed this, because I've never discussed it.
Well, that's the thing, we don't want to discuss it before the meeting, before everybody has a chance to discuss it. And I know that we had a conversation briefly here a couple months back, and the director said that he would be willing to do something for, at that time he said $8,000 to $12,000, and I said, well, I don't think that's a non-starter. It's up to him. This is his request.
As far as I'm concerned, so everybody understands where I'm coming from. Chopper has asked me twice when I was going to fire him. My response to him was, I am not going to fire you, period. So if anybody thinks this is mine, what he is referring to, John, at one of our past meetings, there was a note passed from Chopper to somebody that stated something to the effect, I will resign for X many dollars. So if that come from somebody, it had to come from Chopper, as far as I know. Now, he might have told somebody else something else, but I'm just stating what I know of it. And then I read him through an email, I believe, his exact letter, how he wrote it to start with, and it's in my phone. And then another letter that was attached to it. And I went out and I asked John. I said, John, who wrote this goddamn letter? And John looks at me and said, David, I didn't. I was, okay, then who did? So that's where it's at. That's the second letter where John's name is attached to it. So them letters weren't written by me or John. So it either was one of you people or Chopper that wrote them letters.
I just said it was me.
I understand that. All I'm trying to do is explain
Somebody.
where I come from and when I heard it. And that's all I'm trying to explain.
No, this is the director's request. This is nothing to do with, I didn't request him to come up with this, or?
There was subtle discussion between you, okay, I'm gonna leave it up to you guys, and not even get involved. But there was subtle discussion between John and I said, John, and John said this several times, that Chopper, you don't look like you feel good, you're not very happy here. One time you even said you got a different board, it wasn't gonna put a lot of pressure on you, you said that. And about a month ago, after a meeting, I said, John, is it, what's gonna happen to me? I mean, am I gonna be gone, or what's going on? Because it's getting to me so bad, the stress, the BS bullshit, that, you know, I'd be willing, you know, not to be here anymore. And if you guys are gonna eliminate me or fire me, do it. And I said, I would be willing to go if you wouldn't fight my unemployment. And I said, maybe a severance of something. Now, to be honest here, a week later, Mr. Farmer came in and told me, that a little bird told him that I might be interested if I had a severance, or I might be interested in resigning, if the board would back my unemployment through language saying that my job was terminated. And he said, you'd have to put down into a severance form how much money you'd want, and the board would have to consider that. And I told you between 10 and 15,000. You kind of grimaced, and that's fine. And so I did that as directed, and I gave it to you. And I told you 3 times, David, I just about have it done. When I got it done, I gave it to you. That's,
You never give it to me.
that's where it is.
You never give it to me.
It was sent to you and John.
In that email that you're
And it was
talking
sent to
about.
you and John, it was sent to Doug, and it was sent to Tom, and it was sent to...
Whoever, yeah. I don't dispute that.
Because I always say I believe in your philosophy, it's CYA.
This letter was sent to all the board members?
Four of you. You and Dave, because you were involved in the subtleness of it. And I get tired of it. And so I also, CYA, I gave Doug and Tom.
Yeah.
Can I ask a Chopper a question?
Go ahead.
Do you feel that a portion of the board, or the board in general, or whatever, wants you to resign?
Absolutely.
Have they indicated that to you?
In many ways.
Okay, now, here's what I'm gonna make an offer to you and to this board to prove where I'm coming from. I will offer to you, as our present director, to go back to 2006 for the rules that the executive director was working under in 2006, which were 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
That wasn't happening.
Well, no, let me finish what I'm saying.
But, well, I'm correcting you.
What are you correcting?
The days.
Well, I'm not gonna argue, but I've got it in black and white.
That's fine.
You know, there was Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 4 hours a day from 9 to 1. That's the paper I have that come right out of this office. Okay? That's all I'm saying.
I'll correct you when you're done.
And in return, you'll get $21,680 a year.
Yeah, that's real sweet. You take that cut, wouldn't you?
I don't know.
What was
It's
that?
never been offered to me.
Well, it sounds like this is what you're putting on the table.
Well, you work, that amounts to 35 bucks an hour. Whether you believe it or not, that's what it amounts to, $35 an hour.
And how many hours a week?
12 hours a week.
12 hours a week.
Comes to 624 hours a year. Comes to $35 an hour. 21,680 bucks.
I'm not on the hour, I'm a salary.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm trying to make an offer to you.
No.
That's all.
Who would take that huge of a cut of salary? Any of you union guys? Anybody?
Chopper, that's not the point. The point is the position that you have. We have to change direction. And that doesn't mean changing the executive director, but it does mean changing the package.
Package was $21,000 in 2006, David. Didn't it seem natural that a salaried employee would probably naturally move to $34,000?
No, I think the
In 10
package
years?
was 18,000 bucks.
Yeah, it was, I was making
Okay,
18,000.
so where do you come up with this 26?
You're the one who said that.
No, I said we offer you 21,680 bucks.
It's not enough.
That's the $35 an hour raise.
It's not, I'm a salaried individual. My salary was 18,000. It was adjusted, my salary was adjusted, knowing that I was gonna work a few more hours, and there was gonna be a lot of load and a lot of pressure and a lot of stuff I've never done before. And I made I think I started at $37,000, and it went up with little bumps and stuff. I reduced it $34,000. Again, I'm salaried. I've been here for 10 years.
Yeah. Does anybody else have anything to say about this particular, this would be in the form of a motion or
Yes.
at some point?
Now it will be,
Unless-
with no benefits.
Well, I mean, let's
I
have a
cannot
discussion
see
about it.
leaving the director go right now. Doesn't work for me. I
Okay.
think he's doing a damn good job. I see no reason that he should leave the position unless he wants to himself leave the position.
Well, this is his request.
But Don,
I
that's what I offered.
You
I
can't,
offered the job to the guy.
you can't offer a job. This is a board. You
No,
as
no,
an
I mean, I understand
individual.
what you're saying. All I'm saying is I will make that in the form of a motion and we'll vote on it. If you've got a better option, then say it. That's all I'm saying. That's the way I feel.
I just stated my option. If that's what you want. He's doing a damn good job. He should remain in the position. And that's it.
There's no disputing that.
Unless he wants to resign from his position.
Yep, you're right, 100%. 100%. There's no dispute.
Okay, Doug, go ahead.
Well, the way I see it right now is he would like to resign from this position under these conditions.
He has
Yeah.
not said that though.
Well, it's in the letter. That's what
Those
he would do.
conditions are met.
If these conditions are met, then he would resign. And the way I am being led to believe is there are people on this board that would like to see Chopper go. It hasn't come under those particular,
Okay.
they haven't come out and said that officially at a meeting, but that's the gist of things. That is the feeling that Chopper gets. And I think other board members are getting, that they want Chopper to go, to be replaced.
Well,
And I think I don't think certain people could or should deny that. So if that's the case,
Well,
how do we feel about his severance package? I don't want to hold the guy back if the feelings are mutual. I think we owe him a severance package if he's going to go,
If he's going to go, yes.
if he's going to go.
I guess I'm confused. Is he salary or is he hourly? Because if he's
Salary.
salary,
He's salary.
I'm
and how
salary.
many
Call
hours a
Mary
week?
Pouch, I'm salary. Call Ken Anderson, I'm
I mean, when
salary.
you jumped up your wage, started out 18 when McCarthy.
I started at $18,000 a year.
Stated you were working 10 to 12 hours a day.
Oh, no,
doing construction.
you can ask Tom, it was
But
15 to
that-
20.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 15 to 20 hours. I mean, you
A
can,
day.
you can do the
15 to
work.
20 hours a day?
No, you can
A
do the
week.
work. You can do the work that's necessary here in 10 to 12 hours. That's like helping Stacy, meeting the fellows. But there's always stuff that comes up, contingencies, people come in.
Yeah, well,
Phone
we
calls
need a
happen.
director then.
What's that?
What you're saying is we need a director. We can't
I
just
think
dump
there should be
everything
a
on
director, and
Stacy.
I think there should be a director, and you should start them out as a beginning director, if I'm gone. Yes, at 12 hours a week, 12 hours a week.
I mean, it's a difficult situation because it's not enough for a full-time job.
Yeah, it's
And
12
You know,
hours,
and that's
15
what-
hours a week.
that's the way it's always been.
I'll guarantee you, if the guy
Would've been
or
salary.
girl gets into the job, it'll be 15 to 20 hours a week.
Tom, what are your feeling about this whole thing? I'm interested.
I guess I agree with Doug. I think it's mutual. I think there's probably a majority on the board that want to get rid of Chopper. And at the same time, I think Chopper's had enough.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
I don't want this thing to turn into a punitive, type thing. That's against them or whatever, but Yeah, I think he's,
Well, I know that,
I'm gonna say, you know, getting us through that expansion, there was a lot there. I think the guy did an admirable job. And I think we owe it to him to give him a good severance package. I am not in favor of replacing him, but I will honor his request.
just a piece
Well,
of the severance, so the
the thing is-
HRA is not, we can't do that.
No,
It says through employee's tenure. in the
I would
bylaws.
give, I would give the HRA up.
Yeah.
I feel a little uncomfortable because we haven't done this before, and I don't know if you guys realize this, but I like to stick with policy, existing policy. But this would be, you know, one-time thing. We couldn't do this, we couldn't make a practice of this kind of an offer.
If you're talking about Chopper leaving at the end of this year, it's only 2 months away. You're taking one hell of a gamble without somebody replacing him, this whole goddamn port, or this whole
Yeah?
district can go downhill very quickly.
There's been some-
Let me ask you a question. And I appreciate people's honesty. Is there someone that anyone has in mind that could replace Chopper this quickly? I don't know. I don't know.
I
Myself,
don't think so.
I mean,
If you did this,
the first of the year, and I agree with Don, that's coming up soon. Would there be enough time to hire somebody and train somebody without assistance from Chopper after the first of the year to help break a new guy in? I mean,
Well, once again, can I ask Tom, now, we've been through the transition before, and I cannot remember how it was done or what kind of, what the conditions were if somebody left, and then we had to,
Tom trained me for 2 weeks, Chuck,
Well,
and then he was there.
I don't know, it's just, anytime before, the job went to someone who had been contacted, you know, been part of the district for a while.
right,
You know, I was starting with Dickie Benedict, and then I was next, and I had been on the board the whole time, and then
yeah,
John McCarthy, he had been on the board a long time, and Chopper was the first new one. And then you and I and Don interviewed a lot of people, and Chopper was the best candidate. And Doug is absolutely right, he's done a bang-up job of being director. You know, there's been a lot of strife on the board last, you know, year or so. So I think that's gotten to him.
yeah. I think, Tom, though, there has been,
And we do have a little precedence. We've had some other people that quit, and we had to replace them quickly. I'm talking about our assistant director that quit on us a while ago. I guess I don't want Chopper to go, but I guess I kind of think it's time.
No, if I may, Mr. Chairman, I think you're talking about a termination of a severance package, and either this board has to fire Chopper, or Chopper's got to put in a letter to this board on his resignation, and what is the date of his resignation. We're talking about a severance package when we don't even know.
Mr. Chairman.
but I don't think he's going to resign without us approving a severance package. He'd be foolish to.
Yeah, I agree, but he's not gonna resign.
I know what you're saying.
Also, the letter does, and it doesn't manipulate the system, it's done, believe me, I looked up in the state of Minnesota. The positions are deactivated a lot, or someone is working a position that is salaried 40 hours and they don't need that position anymore, they change it just to a person that pops their head in the door. It's done at state level before. This is how it reads, it's just that this position is being deactivated.
Yeah, I think it's right
But,
there.
you know-
Yeah, go ahead, Tom.
I think, you know, I think Chopper would be agreeable to help somebody that was hired to take his place. So, I think we could get by. I think if you, say, somebody could talk to Chopper, call him up for say up to 6 months. Ask for help, ask for direction, ask what to do for here, what to do for there. And I think it would work.
I'll do that for free.
And I think he's kind of made that offer already.
We have the best administrative system you can imagine.
So we're not gonna have a nice amiable ending here, no matter what we do.
Right, exactly, but we want to make it as smooth as
We'll do as good as we
possible.
can, so that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I really don't think, I mean, you know, you go through this, pages 2 and 3, and that's pretty expansive.
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, if I might make to, just for your information, I'm doing this for several reasons. I don't think I'm wanted here, the majority. I'm tired and I'm sick. Friday night I was rushed to the hospital from the shack because I paralyzed. And the doctor said that it was from stress. Core muscles in my back is horrible anyway, but the core muscles pinched my spinal cord out.
There's stress here. There's stress here on part of the board members too, you know. I mean, it's just like, I've said this once before, is that, I think you saw this position a little bit differently than maybe the rest of the board members did. Like
This board, yes.
that it was a political position, and I don't think it's a political position, it's a administrative position, and, you know, that's where I'm coming.
Yeah, and I understand, and basically I think you're right, but under the termination politics, a politician is an assistant or a city manager too, so, but I may have gotten too involved in politics, but I think most of that involvement helped the district.
Yeah, Mike, go ahead.
You know, Chopper, to be honest with you, I don't understand your hours. From what I read in the book, it's 9 to 1. You kind of set your own hours, right?
Yep.
And sometimes, I believe, sometimes there's a lack of communication of what goes on over at the plant and what's related to us. I mean, I would like to see, I'm not saying they're cheating or anything like that, or anything, like when there's comp time, where was this comp time earned? We have no idea. And I mean, I think sometimes if we have a little better communications on some of that, that's where I feel, no way in the world do I think the employees are fudging on comp time, but I would like to know personally as a board member where they're earning their comp time. Are they earning it in North Kooch, Rainier, or East Kooch? And sometimes I don't understand where our call-outs at night are, and I would like to see at our meetings where our call-outs and where we're having our problems after hours.
We can give you a copy of what we give East Kooch.
John?
Yeah, go ahead.
To solve all this bickering, and why don't we have a vote on what he's offered here? See if the board is going to give him this money and adhere to all things that he's attached to it. And then it'll either go yes or no.
Okay.
And I will remove the HRA for that.
Right. And
As long as the dates are taken out of there.
Before we vote.
What do you mean the dates? He's the one that put him in there.
Is,
No.
What are you arguing about?
No, but you can't take the HRA out of there or what, you know. I mean, I think you should think about it and talk to Chopper that. make
Well,
sure
this-
everything is-
Okay,
I'd like, has any severance packages been given to any of the other directors in the past?
No, never.
So whenever they changed directors, the other director was just gave up his position, and what did he draw, unemployment, or
They're all retired.
they all retired, so they,
This job's always usually been a retired job.
But if we vote on it right now,
okay,
he'll either get the severance package or he'll be still working for North Kooch.
right.
What part of that don't we understand?
Well, right, yeah, I see where you're coming from, but no matter how if this vote fails, then we better come back and we gotta fix it, and that's gonna be some long conversations about which of these elements of this, package we wanna offer, and which
If
ones we
this
don't.
doesn't pass, John, you tear it up and throw it away. I made an offer to the board to the same thing as this, and offered
Okay.
Chopper the first shot at it.
All right.
I mean, if somebody make a motion to accept this, and second it, then we'll vote on it, and if it's voted out, it's voted out, if it's voted in, he gets a severance
All right,
package,
okay.
he gets everything he wants.
That's your motion then.
Who would accept going back 10 years in their position?
You're not going back 10 years,
I
Chopper.
am too.
No,
That,
Wait a minute.
that offer has not been made. That offer has never come in front of the board. That's something.
what
that David
offer? You mean the one that I made?
Yes.
Yes, no, you're right. That's why I say we should vote on this
Right,
one.
we're about ready to
Either
vote on
pass
it.
it-
I mean, if we need a motion in a second.
I mean, make a motion.
a motion to not approve of this offer in front of us.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
All right.
You're done, it's off the table.
Well, are we gonna have discussion on it, or what are we gonna do?
No.
We're gonna vote on it, but,
I know what you're telling me, if we vote yes, this is thrown in the garbage.
Yep.
Okay.
pages 2 and 3.
No, the whole thing.
I don't
The
have
whole
page
thing
3.
is history.
There's a cover letter.
I
It
know,
says
but
North
it's
Kooch
with-
Sanitary District.
I don't have that one.
But John, if we don't accept the letter that he wrote,
Right,
it's off the table, it's gone, it's history.
right.
There is nothing to argue about. If we accept it,
Right.
then
This
he
is
gets
all-
the severance pay and protected from whatever he wants in there.
Yeah, that motion could have been either way, accept it, or no, the motion made was to reject it.
Yes,
And
not to
second.
accept it. Either.
Second.
And so,
You wrote this letter?
no, I did not write the letter. No, that was just awaiting a signature, apparently, in case we decided to accept what the offer was, what Chopper's offer was.
So voting yes, we're not accepting.
Voting yes, we're not accepting.
Yeah, I mean, I want to get it straight.
All right, I mean, that's
Wait,
the
I
motion.
don't want any confusion.
This means no.
Yeah.
The motion is
Not approve it.
to take this off the table,
To not approve.
Yeah,
it.
not approve it.
Yeah.
There's been,
And we can,
That's
come
what-
back with something else.
I do have one other thing to add.
Okay.
There has been some contentious moments at this table with certain board members and Chopper, and I firmly believe that will continue. It's not fair to anybody that sits on this board. It's not fair to Chopper. Chopper does have health issues. I think this job has gotten to the point where we need to be fair to him. He's been fair to us. We need to be fair to him.
I mean, some of us might be amenable to an agreement, but not this particular one that's been presented. So if we vote, Don, go ahead.
Chopper, are you in favor of this?
No,
It's time for me. Talked to Dave on that several occasions, and he's agreed.
So, just a reminder, a vote of yes is to not accept any of this package that we've been given. Okay. Ready to vote?
Might as well.
And Mike,
Before we vote, I mean, we can look this over, we can also come back.
that's exactly what is gonna have to happen, I think. So, ready to vote?
I won't know.
I vote no.
No.
I vote yes.
All right.
I'd rather have come back with what, you know, like,
Wait, no.
what, you know, what's on there, some of it you don't want on there, Chopper agrees to that. You shouldn't be voting on the motion, but it's in here without taking what you're gonna take out.
But we're gonna come back, we'll have to come back then again. So,
Yep.
unfortunately,
But that's
this
what
one's on the table.
That's what I mean, I don't wanna be,
What you're voting for then is to pay the severance.
no, because I don't wanna,
That's what I'm trying to get across.
I'd like to take this off,
We're just
I'd like to
voting
take this
no
off
on
till
Steve's motion.
everything's on there that you want, that's,
Doesn't go any further than that.
so it doesn't, you're voting on something that isn't
Explain it
spelled
there,
out.
Tom.
Yeah.
He made the motion not to
Right,
accept.
but I mean, it should be in writing so that we, you know what I mean,
Disagreement.
Chopper? And
Okay,
then everything is,
so-
otherwise,
If we vote to accept his motion, then the agreement will not be accepted. If you vote no, then we're voting to give him a severance pay.
no,
This
no,
particular-
No, he's,
No,
he-
we're
he-
voting to
take this off the table.
take it off the table.
That's why,
You don't wanna take it off the table?
I'll take that, yeah, I can.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'll
What's in the
take,
motion?
I'll take this off the table till it's read. No,
Well, you know, you
Right.
take something off the table, that's a whole different thing.
but that's what the motion was.
No, I'm for, my motion
Well,
to reject the offer.
Right.
Yeah, let's not use that terminology because Don will tell you that's a whole different thing.
But you,
Right, Don?
I don't want to be,
I know what I want,
Yeah,
and as,
Point of order, Mr. Chairman, you've got the vote is being taken at the
Right.
table, it should
Yeah.
continue.
exactly, but I mean, this is very, very important, so we want to make sure
It is.
everybody understands what's going on. And what I'm saying, I said previously, is that we can come back, we can amend this, come back, and, you know, do this whole vote again. So, a vote of no would be
To
to
accept it.
reject.
No, yes.
This-
no.
Yes.
Oh, yes would be a reject.
no, no,
Yes.
no, no.
Yes.
A vote of yes is to
When
reject.
he,
Yeah, a vote of yes is to reject this and then possibly come back later.
Yes.
Vote of no
is to accept
is
it.
to not to accept it, no.
No, it's still on the table. We haven't accepted it. It's just that I'm not taking it off the table. It may be modified.
Right, that's what we're saying, this is why it's a confusing motion. It's a confusing motion, and it's so
Yeah, it
important
is.
that we gotta,
you can.
we got to, a vote of, your vote was to
Reject.
reject.
Reject it. Throw it in the garbage. It's over. It's done. That's what his motion
Well,
is.
come
Right,
back
but
with the
then we
round.
have to come back if we really, if we want to continue on this course, which I think we do now,
I want to give him.
then we have to do something else.
I just don't want to do it without, you know, I want to.
Yeah.
Done the way Chopper wants it,
I got
Board
you.
wants it.
So,
I've
I
already
mean,
scratched off the HRA.
Right.
That's it.
Well,
but are there any other things that have to be amended?
Well, I mean, he agreed to take the HRA off, so that has to have
hold on. Don is right. We're sitting here talking about something that we have to get through this vote, and then we'll talk about what's in here, what's not in there. All right?
But, okay, and I agree with what you're saying, but my belief, the way his motion is made, is if you vote no, you're accepting it.
No. I don't
No.
agree with that.
No, I don't think so.
So
His motion was just to not accept it, period. Everything in there, not accept it.
Okay.
And I'm
Okay.
voting no on that.
But you're telling me then you don't agree with anything in here?
No, I didn't say
Or you
that.
agree part of it, or what?
I agree with part of it, yes.
Yeah, so I think a lot of us do.
He can come back with another offer and
Well,
Not on-
right after we're done here, we're gonna have to come back and look at
rejected this
it.
offer.
All right,
And,
You got
we're-
time today.
all right.
all right,
rejected
and
this
I mean, you know, this thing can't go on forever. Because there is some health issues and we have to be,
You got time today.
No, I
You
want
can
to
do
give
it.
them the 7th, I want everybody.
okay.
Well, we never did finish voting, did we?
No, we didn't finish voting, but I wanna make sure everybody understood what the vote was. So, in other words, to
Got half the
reject.
board voted already. Come on, John.
No, we
Well,
didn't.
okay, Don,
We
but I
didn't.
mean, there was some confusion here. I mean,
No.
you know, parliamentary stuff is fine.
You guys voted.
But we gotta, this is very important to
Three
people.
voted, not half.
4.
Yeah, see,
Who
we
was the fourth
didn't go all the way
one? Mike.
around the table, so we gotta finish
I
voting.
voted yes.
Yeah. Okay, we have a
I'm not gonna
no.
vote.
Did you, Doug, what was it, your vote was?
I voted no.
No.
No,
I voted yes.
I'm gonna vote, not vote.
Okay,
No.
yes.
yes.
4-3.
Okay. That leaves us where?
That leaves you that I've said that I'm willing to get rid of my HRA at the end of the year.
I mean, it was a negative vote. I mean, that's a tough
what was the
vote.
vote now?
Pardon?
What was the vote, yes and no?
Well, it was,
4-4.
No, 4 to
No,
3.
4 to 3.
He abstained.
Abstained.
I think
Why, why,
you abstain if an abstain vote goes with the majority.
Well, either way, it's 4 to 3 or 5-3 or whoever we want to put it.
yeah.
But
So the motion passed, huh?
to me,
No, the
No.
motion did not pass.
No,
The
no,
mo- motion
didn't
failed.
pass,
The
and there's
motion
no
failed.
action to be taken. It's, we have to somehow reconsider this. Apparently, I think that's what you want.
As Robert,
Well,
That's what I want.
I see this thing as, this package as being on the table for us to consider.
Okay, right.
Now, be perfectly honest with you, I would have voted for it as is, but someone suggested taking the HRA off. Chopper has accepted that condition.
Okay.
And I would guess that if we're going to take that off, that upon approval, we would need a new,
motion.
well, a new document showing that that is not.
Right.
not-
That's what I want.
Here's the starting point, here's where I'm looking at. On page 1, you know, there's a bold and underlined portion there. I would consider that. Okay? See that there? Now, the figure, $15,000, I think that's excessive.
and I'm thinking
And-
they've
and
never
forget-
offered a director any severance package before, so why are we
Well,
doing it differently?
because we're in a situation.
I think that was explained, that
Um,
other directors
Dave, go ahead.
were actually coming out of retirement,
Can I make a motion
yes.
not to accept this package?
You already did.
We already did that.
had
You already did.
That's a redundant
She did.
And I got, that was the previous motion, and that was defeated.
Robert's rules would allow reconsideration on the majority, but
I want to make a motion not to accept it. What did he make a motion for?
To reject it.
Reject it, same thing, right?
Same thing.
Okay.
Okay, let's have a little discussion of this package and see what, I mean, I'd like to go simple myself.
Can the director not apply for disability? If he's ill, then he can apply for disability.
Disability takes forever, it takes years, and it's rejected the first time anyway. I mean, the disability is a hard thing to prove, hard thing to, you know, we're talking a couple of years. Yeah,
In the past, other directors have resigned. They have to go into full retirement, whatever, under amicable situations. Everyone at this board knows that that's not the case here. And it is unfair to Chopper to not offer him a severance package. Now, I stated this before, I thought he was in line asking for the HRA. It's been discussed, it's been taken off. But I don't think the rest of it is out of line. That's my opinion.
I'd be in favor of allowing him to draw unemployment, period.
Tom?
Well, I would like to suggest, along with what Doug is saying, that we accept the proposal and add on to it that we'll give Chopper a chance to earn his money, and that is to stay on duty to assist somebody we hire for 6 months or a year or whatever. That means they can call him up, that means he can come in and talk to him, tell him what we've done in the past, where things are, stuff like that.
You're making a motion of some
Well,
sort?
I didn't, but I guess I
okay.
would.
Can
All
I,
right, okay.
can I ask Tom a question? Are you talking without compensation?
No, I would talking about accepting this package, make sure in this package, there's a chance for Chopper to work for those.
Okay,
for that compensation.
So what you're saying is that if there's no other compensation for that 6 months, period.
Right.
If they have to call him and he should have to come in here or whatever, we're not gonna pay him anything extra. It's just
Right.
gonna be,
But we give them this severance package.
okay, I see what you're saying.
John, the only problem I have is with this last paragraph
Scott, can you bring him in?
on the first page.
With the what?
This last paragraph on the, I mean, why would we effectively no legal or disciplinary action? I mean, is that just common?
Common.
I would say it is, yeah.
Common on any template for any type of a release like that. Whether it's termination, whether it's resignation.
So if something, there's no way if something was to be wrong, we couldn't come back legally.
You know, you can, if you found out that I stole $100,000, you can hear my ass. But I mean, I don't want anybody coming back because maybe how I dismissed an individual, or how was involved with dismissing an individual, or how I handled the dog pound. I don't want that ever to come back.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, Doug?
Tom, your suggested motion is accepting this but taking out the termination date of 12/31/15.
Well, that'd be my last day.
That would
After
be
that,
the
I will
last
come in
day.
and if the new director needs some help, I'll help him.
No, I wasn't gonna take that out. What I was gonna do is extend his duty as a consultant
There's two.
Like we do with Carol, bring her in from
into
time
the
to time.
future
You take
to
two, pass the rest around.
help train and give advice and
Take the
give
top two.
background and information to somebody we would hire to take his place.
On his current compensation package?
No.
No.
Nothing?
We're gonna, as of.
If he
as of-
gets to this, that's,
as
he
of
doesn't get anything
12/31,
more when we call him.
Chopper is retired.
Okay, then you're just saying that this is it.
This is it, but we
The
want,
package as,
is, but what I want on there is a chance for Chopper to, earn his compensation package, the 15,000, by acting as a consultant for the new director.
and it would be up to him as to come back in?
It'd be up to the new director to call him up, to have him come in and talk or whatever.
But Chopper
But
said,
he could say either yes or no to that.
Oh,
Well, he was,
and I would.
Yeah, I know.
He wouldn't say no. Well, yeah, well, let's say yes. He couldn't
Okay.
say- He couldn't say yes or no. That wouldn't make any difference, because he wouldn't.
What is this?
That's a new one, I took out the HRA.
well, I didn't get that.
I just give it to you.
Is that the last one I got?
Well,
John, where is this severance gonna come from? What are we gonna pay
yeah,
for?
that's a legitimate question. I don't know where in the budget we,
Well, you had close to $20,000 recovery from FEMA, other things.
well,
But do our bylaws allow us paying severance pay?
Doesn't disallow you.
All right, then let's get a legal opinion.
well,
I mean, that, you know,
we're getting nowhere here.
I know we're getting nowhere, and all I'm saying, I'm not gonna vote for anything that's gonna get me in trouble, and I wanna find out if it's legal.
It's legal.
Well, I mean, that's you guys telling me.
Yeah,
I just talked to
No, I
Ken,
don't
talked to
disagree
Ken
with that.
Anderson yesterday, and he said severance packages for government employees is absolutely legal.
and I'm sure it is, but I don't dispute what Dave is.
You know, I mean,
Who
I
would you
just,
get, who would you get to give you an opinion?
I honestly don't know, I mean,
I know,
maybe the city attorney,
yeah,
Joe Boyle, anybody.
well, I
but-
know there's some hard feelings for Joe Boyle at this board also, so, you know, and I don't wanna get into that, but I would be open to whoever you wanna
I
use.
would talk to Shimon, city attorney.
Somebody.
He's the city.
And then everything is kosher and then.
Well, that, yeah, I mean, and I'm sure it's legal, but I'm no lawyer, so I wanna make sure also.
You could act on it contingent on a lawyer authorizing it.
We're for the core, and I don't know if that's gonna change. I'll make a motion that we accept the package as revised by Chopper and add to it that he remains on call for 6 months after his termination on January 30, or December 31st, 2015. And then we can vote on it, or if somebody will second it, you can vote on it.
Is there a second?
But you want to put in there that as long as it's legal.
Pardon?
Yeah, you
You
could
should
get an after the fact determination, Robert.
I will second it on the condition that we get a legal opinion. That
Oh,
we'll
okay.
make sure that
Okay,
this
that's fine.
it's legal for this board.
That's fine, yeah. I'll make that in my motion. We got a legal opinion, and we accept it and retain Chopper as, let him earn his money to train a new director.
You know, legal opinion about whether we can,
Do a severance package.
well, whether we can spend it without having budgeted as well.
Well,
Is that part of the legal opinion that you're looking for?
No, we have authority to spend the money of the district however we see fit, so I don't think that's.
Couldn't we, everybody check on this and then, this week, have another meeting and then we'll vote? That way you got,
We've done this so many times,
Yeah.
it's gone, the auditors have gone through it, they haven't said anything about it, they've
Well,
accepted
it's
it.
Bobson, but we're waiting for a second here on the motion.
I seconded it.
Okay.
Now, we may vote on it, and if it passes, whatever. If the legal opinion comes back and says you know, actually, you don't have the authority to do that, then this is null and void.
Right, that's right.
Right, okay, all right. Any more discussion now?
Well, I just like to say, I don't personally don't want to see Chopper quit. I mean, if he wants to reduce his hours to 12, it'd be less stress, 12 hours a week, 3 days a week, like Dave said. You know, maybe things will turn around. I don't want to see him go. I mean, he's done a good job. I mean, I hate working. I'm getting close, you know, 4 more years, I'd like to just pull the plug now, but the county isn't gonna give me no severance package. You're not gonna allow me to draw unemployment if I quit. But since we're paying in his unemployment, I think he's owed it, so why would we reject it? And if we do hire another director, then we got 2 directors. Like Tom said, we're gonna have him as a director for 6 months. That's how he's gonna earn his $15,000
As a consultant.
as a consultant. So he's gonna punch in, come in, work 2 hours a day. I mean,
No, wait a minute.
and how many hours?
As needed.
No, just if,
No,
just if
as
it gets
needed.
called.
Is that part of the
How is that-
15,000?
How is that gonna
Yeah,
justify the
that's what he said.
15,000?
Because he's.
That's what
because
he
it's-
said he would do that for nothing. I mean, he's
Well,
not
no,
gonna
that's
have,
not what Tom wants. Tom wants his 15,000 applied to
no,
him
but
being
he
a
changed, Tom's
consultant.
changed that if you'd listen. He
This
changed-
15,000, Steve, would be a severance package, and if he come back to consult, whatever direction we go in from there on, that would be at no cost to to North Kooch.
Right.
That's,
That's right.
That's right.
Well, 15,000 is a lot of money.
Well, I don't,
you can't even buy a half a car.
I disagree with you there,
Well, to me it is. I don't know.
not when it comes to a severance. That's,
Well,
Another,
I don't
we're
know.
lucky.
well, okay, we got,
in the state of
are you guys ready to vote on this?
Holiday Inn Express, it costs $125 for one night. He's cheaper 5 hours.
Well, like I say, Boise gives a year's pay, you know.
I'll see if we can, we're gonna probably go 4 to 4, but we can try it.
All right, well, ready to
Well,
vote?
what are you offering now for this next to vote on?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, we're
What's in
gonna,
front of
The
you?
amended the amended,
The HR is gone, and he said
He's willing to come in for,
if we don't get back to help Stacy,
And
whatever.
then I will teach Stacy, and she knows just about everything.
okay, the only thing I have left, you guys gotta think hard about this, is if Chopper leaves, to fill in a new director, I mean, or, executive director, it's a big, I mean, it's gonna be I would guess a fairly big job to find the right person, and then we have to set all the new ground rules and everything, the hours, the wages,
right,
everything,
it's not a
so.
fun thing.
It's not gonna be an easy thing to do.
Yeah, and it's, it's probably the most important job that we do here, is to hire people.
I would bring that person on probably the middle of December. 2 weeks of hard training would do it.
Okay, we got a vote here sometime, huh? Now, the motion was basically to accept
The revised,
the revised offer there. Okay?
yes.
Yes,
A letter too, by the way.
yes,
I'm gonna vote yes.
yes, if it's legal.
yeah, I mean,
That's part of the motion.
Yes.
No.
I vote no. Well, it passes. So,
I have to say I agree with Steve 100%. I hate to see Chopper go, I wish he'd stay. He's done a bang up job, but I think it's time.
I voted yes for it, but now, as a
well, I don't
board,
believe it, I'm probably-
I hope we all realize the job that's gonna be ahead of us.
Well,
oh, yeah, we've been through this before, and I think
I don't see anybody.
Tom will help
But
out.
it's an opportunity to move forward.
It's an opportunity for it, but it's gonna be a big job.
Yeah,
I
no
mean,
question. It's been a big job for the last couple of years.
that's right, so when you do hire a new executive director, I mean, we're gonna have to set out a whole new set of ground rules, and everything.
But we have to, I think first step, well, very first step is we have to make sure it's legal. We have to get this severance in front of Steve Shimon and get his opinion on it, make sure it is. Second step is we're gonna have to start advertising and
Yeah, here's
get some
the,
applicants and set some dates and times and hours and pay and the whole 9 yards.
yeah,
We gotta
here's the
get going
job
on it.
description.
That's what we're gonna have to go over, that, relook that job description over. It's in the blue book.
Oh, I had it. It's in the book?
I think, we could set a personnel meeting, maybe, and Chopper, you could bring a job description for us?
I think, I have one.
There is
Okay.
one somewhere.
Okay, so we should have that there, and at that personnel meeting, we're gonna have to set hours, pay, you know, because you're gonna have to put that in the job offering.
I would like to see, when we hire a new executive director, to be a little more universal with Stacy. At times when Stacy's not here, that he can fill in for her.
Well, Mike, there's a lot of business between 7 and 9. Believe me, you can talk to Greg Schneider, Bob Rappaway.
But you.
I get a lot of my stuff done that has been percolated from the afternoon before. Stacy comes in, we mobilize, and she gets to work then. And she does not, she has an in-house lunch hour.
I think there's something you and I have talked about one time before, and I asked you straight out why you come in so early. Why you're,
Because the guys are in at 7,
that's when the
they
guys
start
come in.
mobilizing. They like this Bob Rappaway and Greg Schneider and the other guys, before they mobilize, they come over here and talk to me, or I'll stop at the plant once in a while. But we get a lot, all of our done, what they need from me done between 7 and 9.
see,
And
there's
believe me,
things,
there's stuff everywhere.
there's stuff has never been explained to me why you came in at the hours you did. It's never been explained to me till now, the exact reason why you do come in that early.
I think at one board I said Stacy doesn't come until 9, so I don't have her needs to have to worry about. I have my cleanup that she has left me, plus the meeting with the fellas, giving them direction and authorization to do something before they mobilize. Then Stacy comes in, same thing, and then it's board members, visitors, phone calls.
There's something when we do hire a new section director that we have to know the reason why they come at the hours they do.
Okay, and that can be brought up
Yeah.
when we start. putting-
Yeah, I mean, it's something I never thought about before. I could never figure out why you had to commit so early.
And I asked Greg, I think Greg will tell you that he'd like to see somebody here in the morning.
I think we gotta find out who's gonna bring this to Steve Shimon. Who's gonna bring it to Steve Shimon? Sure, yes.
I gotta stop at his office anyway. If you want me to do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine with
Can
me.
you have him
Okay,
draft a letter if he approves of it? Can he draft something in writing then? So we have it.
Should we make I think we should probably, all right, he will do it, I mean, he knows to charge it to,
Well, yeah, I mean, I'll-
if he's got a question, he could call.
If he has to do some research on it or whatever, I mean, I'll just have his secretary make a copy of this, because, but he may just look at it and say, well, yeah, it's perfectly, then I can have him,
Make amendment, or write it up if it's not.
just to give us a.
That was part of the motion, that
give
as
Mike
long
a-
as it's legal, huh?
Well, there's a lot of difference in the
I
flow.
got,
Oh, but I mean, if you wanna give this copy to
oh,
Shimon. And they won't charge us for the paper.
Chair, I would make a motion that this be submitted to Mr. Simone and that any billing comes back to North Kooch.
okay,
A second.
All right,
Robert seconded,
okay,
yes.
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 I will, yes.
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 Yeah.
yes,
Motion carried, okay.
okay. All right, when this comes back, it should be dated, signed, it should be a,
We're going by this revised one right here.
Yep, that's the one I got.
Who voted no?
6-2.
You voted no? Okay.
You're absolutely sure this is what you wanna do?
It's time for the district to meet.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman,
Took a lot of
make a motion to adjourn?
I'll second it.
All right,